Anyway, welcome back. I am, of course, your host, DontKillChill, and you are with me on the Work in Progress podcast. I'm here with my co-host, the beautiful, the wonderful, the slightly balding CEO, Johnny. We have with us a special guest, a returning guest to the podcast in a very different fashion, Chofferrr. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate having you on.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's always good when we get a chance to sit down and have conversations because it's fun to see how your mind works. It's a little bit...
Man's got thoughts.
Yeah, the air's a little bit thinner up there in Canada, so it's good to get some insight. Shout out to all our Canadian listeners. I know you guys probably have to all huddle up and listen to this on the one radio that's in that country. But,
It's cold up there,
No, it's jokes.
It is cold.
Yeah, so today's kind of a different episode. It's more of just like the last couple ones we've had like more structured settlements. It's been more of like an interview style of episodes, but today it's kind of just
open dialogue.
Yeah, open dialogue, three pals. We got a lot of interesting topics to talk about. One topic in specific that I don't know if you want to start with or not is, the first episode that we had you on, Shof. It was with a group of gentlemen that, you got the picture of it right up there. I don't know if you want to start there. Just get the elephant out of the room.
Introduce yourself again for those new listeners we're gonna get.
Yes, please.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Chof, as we would say up here in Canada to you guys.
Only in your province, let's be real.
No, the province next door. Fuck them.
Quebec.
Quebecois. Quebecois. I see those gamer tags.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
And I run at them.
When I went to Montreal to visit, it's so weird because you go to order something, they greet you in French and then they greet you again in English.
Do they?
And just the double greeting kind of threw me off. I was like, I know you know English, but like you could just.
See, I didn't know they did that there
French.
because usually, unless you're like so far from the border, you have to be bilingual and you have to greet in both. But usually, when you're deep into Quebec like that in Montreal, you don't. They just do French and they say "fuck you" if you're English.
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Mm.
Yeah.
I've heard that they're quite confrontational up there in
Yes. Do not drive in Montreal.
What is it?
It's the worst.
Is it British Columbia?
dude.
Is that the part of Canada it's in?
I thought I was gonna die in the Uber.
No.
Or what?
British Columbia is like here.
Yeah.
Then you got like a couple provinces,
Mm-hmm.
me, and then Montreal, Quebec. You got a bit of a ways.
French Canada? I don't know how you...
French Canadians.
French Canadians. Cheeky little bastards they are.
Not very good.
Anyways, no.
No, that's you know what? No.
They're aggressive.
We're gonna put a public announcement out there for the French. Because I really want to go to France. I would love to. I have a beautiful, wonderful girlfriend, and I would love to take her to the city of love, or whatever they call her. Oh yeah, we're going. That's already. But I want to take her to France because it's it's like the picturesque. This is where you go. This is like the fairy tale scenes in the Eiffel Tower and baguettes and like whatever else goes on there. But I hear that French people, specifically in the city of France, are
The city of
big
France?
buttholes about it. If you try to speak French to them, or if you're like American, in general.
Yes.
They
That's
actually
true.
don't
Not
like
big ass.
Americans at all.
And I want to
They
tell
hate
you,
Americans.
you know what? This is going to be an open letter directly to you, France, and to you, members of France, the city.
A hot take.
All right,
He's about to get canceled.
goddamn, not France, the city, Paris. Paris. I'm sorry.
There you go.
That is how
You got
deep
it.
in my rage I am.
Yeah,
This
but-
is why
but
they
let me
hate
put
you
it to you this
stupid
way.
Americans.
Let me put it to you this way.
The city.
If you had a city that was 90% of the year was filled with tourists 100% of the time, how would you feel? They're all arrogant tourists, may I add.
You see,
They're
Johnny-
not like you, Chill.
I do live in that exact scenario, being in San Diego.
True.
And it's mostly the smelliest Eastern European people I've ever encountered in my life. And they're all very nice. Most of the time, they're very, very nice. But I just...
Oh, good thing you're going to Western Europe.
Yeah, Western Europe is where you want to be. Anyway, back to my anger. To the people of Paris, knock it off. Be nicer to people. That's your last warning. Anyway.
Hey, can't say that kind of stuff nowadays.
He's going to get canceled.
Yeah.
I didn't threaten
the
violence.
The Prime Minister of France is going to DM
you. They're going to think with Russia and fucking bomb them too.
No, dude. See, that's where you start to create some issues, is when you start to... I'm just leaving it very open-ended.
Okay.
Because if I come to Paris and...
Dude, the croissants in Montreal are fucking top-notch. I'll tell you that much. They're so fucking good.
I just
ate like 4 of them.
Yeah, I want to go to Canada. I got a good buddy. Shout out to Spatula. Lives out there in Canada.
Whereabouts?
His name's Jacob. Where does he live?
Mm.
Let me text him, and if he responds.
Yeah, just ask him.
I like this.
What part of Canada do you live in? Again. We'll find out. But he's got like a very fucking, just me and the boys out there grabbing some fish, just cutting holes in the ice, and we're in and out, and we're fucking back to work in the Canadian bacon factories and such,
Wasn't bad.
Stuff like
that.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah, where they package peanut butter in a meat container.
Mm-hmm.
Canadian tuxedos. All denim. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Have
you worn denim?
Yeah, jeans.
I have one pair of jeans.
Shit's comfy.
It is.
It's cotton, baby. Let's go. Represent. Thanks for supporting my industry.
Yeah, I really feel like I could pull off a Canadian tuxedo. I just think there's something about a bolo tie that I think can really give me a heads up. And I think to my next job interview, thinking about investing in a Canadian tuxedo. I want to talk about a power move. I might even get like jean material underwear and just be absolutely uncomfortable.
No, I don't see too much.
Genderwear.
I don't see much.
You got a jean jacket?
Hey, who's your guy? Let's look that up. Throw that on the board real quick.
Oh, the skirt guy?
No, and Joe Rogan, he's got the guy. He's got the guy that looks everything up. Yeah, it's dude. Tell Timmy.
I am the Jamie, unfortunately.
Denim underwear. We're Googling it.
It's got to be a thing.
It is a thing. Well, I don't know if you call this underwear.
What about jocks?
Kind of like short-ass shorts.
Jocks?
Is there jocks?
What is that? What would you describe that as?
Socks. Made of jeans.
Oh, yeah. No.
Denim panties are super short denim shorts designed to look like underwear, but complete with belt loops and a button fastening in the style of your standard pair of denim.
It's like Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, dude.
See, but the thing, you can't just go out and buy denim. You have to make your own. Like, not make your own, but custom do it. Like, if you're going to go buy jorts, you fucking cut those jorts to your fitting. You cut those legs. So they got the raw.
We don't wear jean shorts in America.
I'm going to have to stop you right there, Johnny, because I do have a pair of jean shorts. And the pockets are so deep on them. They sit right above my knees, right above the knee. It's probably about 7 or 8 inch, maybe 9 inch inseam. The pocket goes from, if you can imagine where a pocket is on a pair of shorts. This is the main pocket. These are cargo jorts that I have. So the main pocket starts where a pocket normally is and ends at right about the bottom of the short. So if you want to think about that in terms of, let's just take cans of beer.
You can fit a whole baguette when you go to France in there.
Like a 12-ounce can of beer, right? Like your standard 12 ounce, or I don't know, whatever that is in liters for you Canadians. I could fit three 12-ounce cans standing on top of each other in each pocket.
That's ridiculous.
On top of
those are party pants.
The 2 cargo front pockets I have on that. So you're talking about
You got a good couple pints in there.
Two back pocket. I could fit a full 12-pack in just this pair of jorts.
Good. You're good.
You almost got a 2-4 packing.
It's incredible. Yeah, I love these pants. Anyway, we got way off topic from where we were headed.
Yeah, Shof was introducing himself. We went down this Canadian rabbit hole.
I just had to get some things off my chest here about Canada.
But he loves it. He loves it.
I do love Canada. I hate the cold, but I love Canada.
To preface, it's just a disclaimer.
Here we go.
I like Canada too. We're all in North America here. Okay? All of us. It's North America. We're all one peoples. I love Canada. Go ahead, Shof.
I mean, I think we kind of got my introduction out of the
I think
place.
we did.
I'm fucking Canadian, and I'm just fucked up.
Yeah. Shof, leader of the Real Ones, now in a transitionary period, has kind of become a very important person within the organization that is Fluid.
He is the real one.
Yes, he is the real one now. Shof, if you want to kind of go into a little more detail, as much as you feel comfortable with, regarding everything that's happened with the Real Ones since our last episode, those few months ago.
I think it was a long time coming, honestly, with the ups and downs of Real Ones, and not necessarily, I shouldn't say Real Ones, but the ups and downs of Warzone. It just made everything very inconsistent. Part of it being my fault because we didn't really have a certain idea of what we wanted to do, whether that was go competitive or do content. Because one month content was popping off, the guys would be in it. Next month comp would be popping off, guys want to be in it. And it was just very up and down for everything. And then when Warzone got stale, especially, everyone kind of lost motivation. I think we talked about this last time on the last podcast when World Series of Warzone came out, and certain people didn't get in when they definitely should have had the chances just because of everything that was happening, VPN wise, the bracket wise. I think everyone was just very disappointed on the team, and they just decided to take a break. And when Warzone 2 was ready to come out, I think everyone just saw what the game was going to be like, and they were so disappointed that it wasn't going to be better to expectation of what Warzone 1 was. And they just kind of let their priorities go elsewhere. I mean, I know a couple guys were starting school the exact same time that Warzone 2 was coming out. People's work schedules are starting to get a lot busier, and I just think priorities were somewhere else. And we all came to an agreement that it was just better to cut ties, call it a day. Going for over a year of up, down, up, down, up, down, it kind of gives you a peace of mind that, if you're not going up, then, I mean, everyone's wasting their own time. I understand that sometimes it is a long run, but there are times where you kind of realize that this is like not just the first time, but the second and third time this occurs. Maybe it's time to just hang them up, and focus on other things. And I was fine with that. Obviously, it hurt for a little bit because I worked so hard with the guys and on Real Ones, especially with Fluid, to get where we were. But the stinger went away, and I've been working really hard with Fluid to get us to where we think we can be, which hopefully a lot more will be coming out that soon with the recruitment challenge and everything else that's going on. So yeah. It was just basically up and downs.
And, what you said is so true, man. And it's like, I think the whole thing with, like, this small creator space is always don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. Keep going because you never know, But it comes to a certain point, where you got to face reality in the face. You got to face reality. You got to, understand where your limitations are and when it is time to kind of call it a day. Not everybody's going to be able to work together forever. And I mean, the fact that you guys were even able to stay together as a team for, I'm sure there was like some inner working ups and downs and changes and people coming in, coming out. But the fact that the Real Ones itself was able to maintain and like stay alive for, over a year that's something to be proud of within itself, right? And it led you into where you are now in the organization and everything like that, which I think is good. It sets you up even outside of gaming, right? Like, you understand what it's like to help run an organization, and it gives you leadership skills, and you're just kind of developing good skills for life in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
which
honestly,
I
I've learned.
It's admirable.
Yeah, I think I've learned a lot from doing all this. Just like how to time manage, work with people, connect, network was the biggest thing that I think I've really learned from all of this. Honestly, video games and how video games have evolved now to just playing the game, but to network, I think is the biggest thing I've learned. And it makes putting it into to real life, it's changed, honestly, everything. Makes my job, because my job does a lot of networking that I never really knew anything to do with, but just doing it in gaming has helped me open up so much more with building those connections. So it's been good. I think everything happens for a reason. I mean, real ones didn't work out, but that gave me more time to help work with Fluid and do what we need to do. So,
and it's not like all the real ones. I mean, some guys did end up leaving Fluid in general, but we still have a few of the guys within the organization kind of just handling the content creation side of things. On the inside.
Audie and Cora still here.
Yep.
And they're still doing their thing. They're doing a lot of comp. I see them in a lot of tournaments, so they're still grinding. No, there was never doubt that the grind wasn't there. So they're still doing their thing. Those were the two that stayed till the very end. They didn't want to leave real ones, but at the end of the day, I just made it. It was an apparent decision that I could either go full force with Fluid, help them where we need to be, or I can straggle and grind along with real ones. That's, we can do our best, but I think Fluid had a lot more potential to help these two guys out, Cora and Audie, under the Fluid name than trying to straggle along the real one's name. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
it's a healthy change, and everybody's doing well now, and it's good. I think it's been a positive for sure. And it's just about finding those positive outlooks within the negative that kind of help you.
I think that's the most important thing. Always have to find positive somewhere.
And I'm sure, like, how did that kind of affect you on, like, a personal level? You know what I mean? Like, with to put so much of your effort and time into making sure that this thing stayed afloat and stayed alive. Like, I'm sure that took, like, a big effect on you mentally.
Dude, I remember the DMs. I felt his emotion through those.
Yeah. That night.
And I was like, dude, calm down. Let's sleep on this real quick.
No, like, that night, it was honestly the silliest thing. Because, like, I didn't know how important Real Ones was to me and the guys were to me until it was, like, over. I was a wreck that night for no reason at all. Like, I never thought I'd be, like, emotional over it. I was so upset.
Yeah.
Holy,
don't downplay it either, man. I mean, you weren't upset for no reason.
I didn't sleep that night. Yeah. Not a wink. I was so tired. The next day I had to get up, I had to go to work, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to work. Definitely an emotional day the next day. But we regrouped. Like I said, I think negatives can eat someone alive.
Yeah. And
make or break their next path. And I try so hard not to let it.
That's such important, dude. That's like spot on, because everybody, I mean, even in any aspect of life, really, everybody just focuses on the negative aspects of everything.
Negatives,
because it's so much easier to focus on that than something that's positive.
Mm-hmm. And the negative is just a lesson.
No, 100%. And that's why, like, I'm always sharing the Kobe things, because he's always talking about failure and what failure actually is. And it's not a negative thing. It's a positive thing. And I think, especially for gamers, people that compete and, like, want to stream full-time, whatever, all the negatives, there's so much of it because they're looking at their numbers. They're looking at their analytics. And I think that's just, I mean, you see it on the timeline all the time. Mental health. I got to quit this, do that. And it's just, you have to retrain your brain to think a certain way.
Yeah. Don't watch your words there. You might end up sounding like Top G. I think I've heard him say that once or twice. You gotta watch yourself.
Anyway, yeah, man, it's like, and I think that's why even if people aren't successful in this space, right? Hopefully you don't just take it as like, oh, I quit. You take it as something that you can take back into your personal life and say, I overcame so many obstacles, so many objections that kind of helped me become a better person, and you just kind of have a better outlook on things. Like I know for me, so one of my old jobs is I used to sell solar door to door, and anybody that's worked in door to door sales knows how difficult it can be, and you are gonna get a no probably about
99%
of the time.
Really, you must be good.
No, I'd probably say about 80 or 90% of the time because I wasn't very good at it. But that shit is tough, bro. Just having to overcome objection after objection, and that's they like train you to become a freaking. You don't take no for nothing. And I used to like shadow guys, the like top guys in our company who were making tens of thousands of dollars a month. And I mean, you could tell this guy no to his face and like start shutting the door in his face. I've seen it happen. That dude slammed the door in his face and he's still talking to him through the door, like with a smile on his face. I'm like, how can you be like that, dude? If somebody slams the door in my face, I'm done. I'm shut down. Like I can't take it. Like for me personally, dude, knocking on the door. I did not want to knock on the door for the fear of how that person was going to react, right? But it's partially because you kind of put yourself in the mindset of the person who's behind it. You're at home with your family. You don't want to deal with somebody coming and knocking on your door.
No, 100%.
But
and
it's
I'm
like, you take mindset. That. It's all mindset. If you go into it with the mindset of I'm expecting this guy to tell me no, then
it's gonna be a no. It's gonna 100% be a no. Of the time.
Because you're not gonna go into it with your whole heart. Yeah. You're gonna give your pitch. And it's gonna be like, da, da, da.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to preach an Andrew Tate fucking thing. I'm just saying that.
No, I was kidding.
I know, but like a lot of people think that way, that you can't retrain your brain to do something. I'm not saying everything's possible. That like there's Thomas. Negatives that you're not going to face that are actually negatives, and there's nothing positive about it.
Yeah.
But like,
No, Eric Thomas got me through my 19 to 23-year-old age phase, probably. Eric Thomas. I don't know if you guys know him. But,
is he Canadian?
I was just about to ask. No. I was just about to ask. Like, no clue who this guy is.
He's a motivational speaker from the United States. I listened to, he has one video that he's most famous for. How bad do you want to succeed? I listen to that every single day, pretty much all day. Like someone would fucking listen to Drake on repeat. I listen to Eric Thomas, how bad do you want to succeed? Every single day. For years. When I'd be at work. Because, like, it's all fucking mental.
Yeah,
man, it is all mental. Like, and when you go into something, it's like for someone who's, let's say, like for me, for example, I have a mortgage to pay. I go to work. If I don't do my job, if I don't make whatever I need to do make happen today, I'm not gonna be able to pay my bills.
Yep.
Like you have to go in with, if I don't do this, I'm fucked. So I need to get it done.
Oh yeah, and
there's no as an answer.
That's the New England Patriots motto. Yeah. Do your job. They have a big sign as soon as you enter the building that says, "Do your job." You go into all these other businesses and stuff, and then I think Nick Saban says it in one of my favorite speeches he does. He says, you go into all these businesses and you see all these things, entrepreneurship, ownership, all this shit. The Patriots have do your job, because if you don't do your job, it's going to affect everybody else in the building, and you're going to be gone.
Exactly. So, we have the same thing up in our arena for our boys on the hockey team. That same quote from the New England Patriots, do your job. And that's what we preach to our boys every single night that we're at the rink. Because if you do your job, everyone else does their job. Everyone goes home.
Yep, exactly.
So,
it's an important mindset to have, man. You can be a team player all you want. You can want to do everything for the team. But if you don't do what you got to do, hold up your end of the bargain.
Exactly.
Weak link in the chain. One weak link in the chain is all it takes for the chain to break.
You're not a team player if you're not doing your fucking job. At the end of the day, you are the problem.
Absolutely.
So,
100%.
I mean, you can bitch and complain about what Karen's doing on the team as well, but I can guarantee you if you're bitching and complaining about Karen, you're not doing your shit properly either.
Nope.
Because
Too busy worried about Karen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking get rid of the negativity and just do your shit.
Just do your job, baby.
So simple. But, I mean, I shouldn't say simple. It took me years to kind of get to where I am now.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
not easy because every day you wake up from start to finish, there's negative shit everywhere.
Yeah, bro. It's just
I bet you I could refresh my timeline and scroll down probably 10 tweets and 4 of them are something about something negative.
Yeah.
All right, we're testing it. Twitter. Here we go. My first tweet on the timeline is... So is there invisibility hacks now or what? I thought I was losing my mind.
That's
someone complaining up against Warzone 2. Too positive. Nice. Sponsorships, of course. Swear people buy from resale stores and expect me to get their money back. Okay, that's not bad. And then some, yeah. No, actually, you know what? That was a bad example tonight, boys. Only two
it was bad example. Same here. Mine's all Tiger and Fluid Gabagool talking.
It's the energy from this podcast. It's
already
making its way through.
I was just gonna say
it's already making its way into the people.
According to Tiger, Red Tiger, Ryan,
Goat.
If you open stronghold doors, this is a Warzone 2
that's
thing.
mine.
If you open stronghold doors in a pregame lobby, they'll be open in game.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Hot take for Warzone 2 players.
Yeah, so for those Warzone 2 guys, I'm sure by the time this podcast releases, that'll be patched and they'll be on to the next bullshit thing.
Who knows?
You never. I mean, hey. So what
they're
I
on
understand,
vacation.
They're on like a 3-week break or something like that until after Christmas. Yep. So maybe not. But we'll see. That kind of leads me to the next thing I want to talk about a little bit. By the way, I did get an update from my buddy. He lives in.
I'll just ask this guy real quick. Hold on, you can't see his face. The Activision CEO. We'll just ask him.
I met him before. I met him at TwitchCon.
Did you?
I met him at TwitchCon.
Awesome.
Yeah, he was a cool dude. Is he actually the Activision CEO, or is he just plays the character?
No,
right?
No, it's always TikTok.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say because I saw him and I chatted him up a little bit because he came into my shop and he was a cool dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's another thing. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But he lives in Sask in Regina.
Oh, he's way over there in the plains.
Way up there. He's in the nowhere zone.
He's in the flatlands.
Yeah.
The
Is it cold up there?
Yes, it's cold everywhere.
Cold everywhere, bro. It's like right there. I mean, you could.
For them, it's like freezing and then cold.
Alaska's in Canada.
And Alaska's in the United States.
It is a part of the United States, but it's in Canada. Yes. Right?
Almost next to Russia. Almost.
Right? Am I crazy with that? If you look at the map.
It's beside, yeah.
So I wasn't wrong. You just wanted to make me look stupid.
Well,
on my own show.
Is it Canada?
It's in Canada. It's in like.
How is it in Canada if it's a fucking United States?
It's because it's not connected to the rest of the United States. Hawaii is a United State, but it's not in the United States.
It's not the continental.
There you go. It's not part of the continental United States.
Alaska.
Anyway, I kind of want to get into Warzone 2 a little bit.
Yes, drop it on me.
I really hated it at first. A whole bunch.
Really?
I did not like it. Now, here's the thing, right? So, I love sniping. That's my thing. If you check my watch time on Twitch, the number one person I watch, in my opinion, one of the best snipers on the game, FaZe Dirty. That's my boy. Like the only person I watch. Sniping is my blood. Since Black Ops 2, it's all I do. So, I mean, Warzone 1. Car 98K. One of the greatest guns, to me, in the history of the game.
Facts.
You could tell everybody sniped with the DMR.
Bro, you could be dogging people left and right with the Car 98K. Not really so much like that. Granted, Warzone 2 is a completely different game. pacing wise, play style, map. It's very different.
I don't think so anymore.
Style of gameplay is a lot different. You know what I mean? Teams aren't. You don't see unless you have like a vehicle in Warzone 2. You're not flying around. But anyway, sniping is so much different, right? So for me, I hated it at first because, I mean, it was like one or two of the snipers, like you could headshot somebody and it would just break plates. You wouldn't even get a headshot downs. Like there was a lot of weird things. It was fun in multiplayer, but I had a lot of big audio issues, and I had like played around with settings to make sure I heard footsteps and stuff like that, and I still couldn't. Some of the guns, like I had a real issue, even though I was killing people fast, I was getting killed so fast. Like the TTK was so fucked up, and I didn't like how slow the game was. But I started to realize like we've been kind of conditioned. If you look like other battle royales, I mean, Warzone 1 was like the only one that's super fast like that. Like even Fortnite was like a little bit slower paced for the most part. So
what about Apex?
Apex is. It depends on the lobby you get, man. Sometimes you don't even see a team until second to last circle.
Yeah.
It just depends on who you play with. Which
all that slide canceling, man.
Yeah, I mean the movement is, I think, like the thing that it didn't kill it for me because I just liked that you could get from one place to the next quicker with slide canceling.
Yeah.
But I do like the movement of this game now. I feel more grounded. Like, I don't know. I like it a lot more now. I played a bunch of games today with Reaper, and I really thought that would make me hate it because of how bad he is. That's just a little friendly banter, but yeah. I don't know. I like it now. What do you guys think about it? How are you feeling on Warzone 2 so far?
Yeah, you're the Warzone expert.
I try to think back to Warzone 1 when I played it to start, and honestly, my memory's so bad. But I think it's relatively the same how much I enjoy it. Like I love Warzone 2 right now because it gives me so much optimism of how good the game is going to be because they only need to make a couple tweaks and we have the best BR ever.
Yeah.
Like simple shit. Like, well,
let me tell you something.
I guess
they're not going to make those tweaks. So,
well, you have to. Like, you can't keep the servers the way they are right now.
It's going to take them a while, man. I figured,
which is fine.
Early February to early March is when we'll actually start getting. But we have 2 years of this game.
Exactly, which is fine. Like,
so
there's no rush.
They're making Warzone separate. Like,
yeah,
and I think that's a good thing. Like, they need to.
They have too many.
They need to do that. First of all, Call of Duty. Sorry, Call of Duty needs to go back to Call of Duty. They need to stop making. Just because another popular game came out, Call of Duty and Activision always feel like they have to fucking make that inside Call of Duty. Like you didn't need to make a knockoff version of fucking Tarkov inside Call of Duty. That's terrible.
Call of Duty needs to chill.
Like, it needs to focus on multiplayer and what the fucking people want, and then Warzone.
People don't want a game every year. And I understand now they're finally, after years and years, going every 2 years.
No, we're
still 2 years.
I thought we were getting another game next year now. I thought the 2 year thing stopped.
No, this was this last 1 year game. We need to fuck off with the 1 year games. You need to take your time.
Yeah,
take
Call
the
of Duty's
3 years.
releasing in 2023 after all. It's probably just another entry in Modern Warfare 2, but they are making a whole new thing.
We'll see. It's probably something to do with Warzone.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Warzone 2 is great. They need to fix the servers. It's not as clunky as day one. Like I found on the first week or so, it was very clunky, the movement. And I don't know if that had to do with the servers and the lag and everything like that. But everything feels a lot more smooth. Like my response time with my movements, like my jumping, my dolphin diving, all that seems a lot more. I guess you could say inputting better.
Yeah.
On my response time. I don't know if it's just because I'm not lagging as much anymore. What it is, but that feels so much better. They need to fix the UAVs. Only one UAV per buy station is awful. And they have that
for
glitch
everybody.
Right now
so if you go buy it, I can't go buy one.
I think so.
So some of the stuff in the buy station has like a certain amount that can be purchased.
Yeah, but I'm saying if another team already hit that buy, I can't buy it there. That's what you're saying. Like there's 4
See,
UAVs in a box.
I don't know. Like I don't see any explanations about what the actual thing is.
Yeah,
Like
it
sometimes
could be
I
like
show up
one
to
per
buy,
team or
it's
something.
gone. Yeah, like sometimes I show up and you can't buy a UAV. Sometimes I show up and
Well,
you can't.
I know certain buy stations have certain things in it.
Yeah.
That's which is stupid. Like when I'm running out of ammo near
Kinda
end
like
zone
that.
and I can't
Oh
buy
yeah,
a
there's no
munitions
ammo
box.
Yeah.
Like come on.
Guess you gotta get
Like,
headshots.
Yeah.
Which
But,
do trigger this time, by the way. It's
But I don't know.
pretty
Too
interesting.
many people are complaining about the game when at this time I think I could be wrong, but this far into the game we already had the gas glitch, where you had just infinite stims and can sit in the glass and hide on Verdansk. I think we're at that time already in Warzone 1 when you could do that. Like,
But I mean,
I don't think there's many game-breaking shit in Warzone 2 right now that's ruining everyone's fucking experience.
I don't think so either. But I think that's the Call of Duty community.
And there's like there's fun stuff too, you know.
They could have released a perfect game, and everybody would be bitching about it.
No, everyone's bitching about the slide canceling and the slowness. Well, I shouldn't say everybody. It's the people that I follow, which is unfortunate. I follow too many of the pros, and I'm only getting the one opinion.
Yeah.
Which is what 1%.
Joe seems to like it.
Joe loves it. I think a good amount of pros like it, but then you get your.
Oh yeah, you get the other ones. Yeah, no, dude. I completely agree with you, but I just Call of Duty's got that negative connotation around it every time a game comes out. I was like, oh, give it a week. Everybody loves multiplayer, and then wait.
You know what it is, man? It's like one person will put out like a big thing, and then that one thing will divide the Call of Duty community, right? What was the first big one? Like big. Verdansk has got to go. Verdansk has got to go. I can't wait for Verdansk to be gone. This map is fucking stupid. They don't change anything. And I'll be honest with you, man. I let it creep into my brain, and I said it a couple times out of anger. Did I mean it? Hell no. Because what we got in return was probably like the thing that nearly killed the game. I mean, if you think about it, bro, once Verdansk was gone, everybody was in kind of agreement, pretty much agreement that, oh my god, I want Verdansk back. And the thing that kept the Warzone alive was Rebirth Island. Mm-hmm. And then they brought out Fortune's Keep, and then Fortune's Keep. I mean, bro.
Fortune's Keep was ass.
Fortune's Keep was ass, but it was like another thing that wasn't Caldera.
Well, I can't remember. I remember talking about this. I don't know if we talked it on this podcast or if I talked about it with somebody else. I think somebody mentioned it was either Audie or Cora, but I honestly don't think Verdansk is what people hated. I think it was the hackers, and the hackers ruining the game is what made them have a bad experience.
And there were so many ways for them to ruin the game too. They did
get the experience on Verdansk like they would have now with the anti-cheat. I think if there was an anti-cheat and no hackers on Verdansk, we would not have one single complaint on that map. It was the hackers that were ruining it.
It was that in combination with how many broken things. Like Cold War was the beginning of the year. They introduced those guns, and then the DMR and the AUG.
Yeah. They should have just.
Oh my god.
They need to vault the guns or something.
There's still,
See, that's the thing that made that has like maintained the relevance of Fortnite, right? Is their willingness to listen to the people who play their games and experiment with new things and not being afraid to hurt a couple people's feelings in order to make the majority happy. I think the thing that really kind of started the beginning of the end was Cold War. I mean, if you remember correctly, the DMR and the AUG, like the super broken guns. When it was just Modern Warfare and it was just the Modern Warfare guns, I mean, things were great. The metas were super balanced. Everybody was having a lot of fun. Kilo MP5, Car 98K. I mean, people were running whatever they wanted and were killing with it. It was fun, dude.
And then they added the shotgun.
Then they added the shotguns. And like,
doofs.
Bro, the doofs. And what was that shit from Cold War? It was like the Jack 12 and then that other one that had like the drum on it.
Yeah, that was the Striker.
Striker.
Yeah, with the incendiary rounds.
Incendiary rounds,
those
bro.
Were never, Those were never too crazy.
Oh man, I don't know what houses you were dropping into, but
I was getting shredded.
What was the LMG that was super broken?
The Bruin.
The Bruin was nasty.
No. This was before the Bruin. There was another one. It was like before or after the DMR.
No, it was the Bruin. The metas went. There was the Kilo, the Gra.
The Kilo is my favorite gun. I haven't changed. Well, now I have.
Yeah, no facts. The DMR, the AUG, the Bruin, the C58.
Bruin.
That's broken. That's what we said. Yes.
No. DMR. That's not it. Anyways,
it was the Bruin. Nick Merckx used it. Made it popular. It was like his go-to gun. Yeah.
He was nasty with the Bruin back in the day.
It was not hard to use. Yeah.
Bruin MP5, man.
Anyways,
nasty little gun combo. MP7.
Yeah, I think
XM4, man. I had called the XM4 for the longest, bro. That was the first gun I used when Cold War came out, and I'm like, damn.
I know, because it was on ground loot, and it was always
shredding. That blue XM4 was nasty.
What about the green Kilo, dude? That was it.
Love it.
I miss the ground loot like that.
Take me back, bro. Just one more time. Just one more playthrough on Verdansk.
Now it's filled with well, if it was still up, all the hackers.
I think we have one of the best maps right now, honestly.
It's a fun map.
It's fantastic. I think you can get everywhere pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
The rotations are super simple. Like, it's literally just Zaya, which is observatory, straight to hydroelectric, and then it's a quick rotation from there.
I kind of just drop on safe crackers, and then you get some cash, you buy a UAV, get your guns, and then you're just hopping buy station to buy station, grabbing UAVs. And
do you think the simplicity of it is going to get boring?
No. I think they're going to make it more. Like, there was a TikTok that's going viral right now. Someone got a bug by the devs. They were able to buy a loadout. I think it was 2 days ago. It went viral. Maybe yesterday. So loadouts are coming to Warzone. Apparently.
Well, they said they were, right?
We need the loadouts, bro. I would love to change my perks if I could.
They added the loadouts. They added the loadout drop. They weren't going to do that. Now they have apparently coming because of this bug. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a bug, but you can buy loadouts.
So buy your whole class or just one gun?
Whole class, like you would.
Instead of just a primary. Yeah.
Which, honestly, I kind of like buying your primary because it has the attachments. I didn't know you were going to get your attachments when the game dropped. So, like, what bad SMG are you picking up right now?
You don't get if you buy it from the box, you don't get the gun with the attachments, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yes, you do.
Well, that's why I never bought it from the box.
But if you don't
only
have
bought it from the loadout box.
So the only, and I just figured this out today because I accidentally picked up. So the only gun that I have unlocked and fully leveled is the TAC 56 because I haven't played multiplayer in forever. I'm hard stuck on FIFA.
Well, that gun shreds.
Luckily it's one of the best guns in the game. So I accidentally picked up another gun and it was fully kitted. So if you're in like the pregame lobby and you have your where you can select your classes and everything like that, I only have one class made and the rest are just like pre-made classes, but it's all guns that have like 5 attachments. They're fully loaded no matter what it is. So I just get my TAC 56 and then when the loadout drop comes, pick up my secondary class, which has the Lockman sub, which I don't have unlocked. And I just run with those two. And it's a nasty combo.
Yeah. But then at the same time, what we kind of do by the time you land at Zaya or Observatory, whatever people call it, by the time you clear that out, usually the strongholds go active and someone already started it because they have a hard-on for strongholds. And you just interrupt their stronghold and you get your loadout from the stronghold like ASAP.
There's so much shit in the strongholds.
So it's kind of a good system that's happening right now. If the Zaya is popping off, you have enough time to kill by vibing out there, and then by the time that's done, someone already started the stronghold. Go get your loadout. Good to go for the rest of the game. Don't have to buy it. You can use your money on UAVs instead. So,
and it's also they've added stuff for like the grinders of Warzone 2, like with the nuke, man. Like the nuke is a really exciting thing. You don't like it?
I don't know how people are doing it. I swear to goodness, I dev air every single game.
That's true.
Or every
That's
second
true.
game. Every second game. I don't know how the pros are doing it.
I don't get any dev errors.
My scan and repairs are off the charts right now. It's awesome.
My game, well, every time I start it, acts like it's the very first time I'm starting it. So I have to set all my settings up every fucking time.
Damn, that sucks.
And then when I'm flying in, the game freezes. So then when it unfreezes, I'm either dead on the ground or about to smash into a building.
Yeah.
Like 4,000 feet back from where I was going to fly to.
But like I said, that's the only
You got to
one
keep
of the
your
only bad things.
auto parachute thing on, Johnny.
Yeah. Well, I normally pull the chute as soon as I jump out of the plane. But thank God you can't get shot down because I'd be dead every fucking game.
Going back to the nuke, man. I was watching the other night, Bobby Poffin and Rational. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they were going for the nuke without firing a single bullet.
How do you do that? How do you get the nuke again?
You have to win 5 games in a row, and then after you win 5 games, you have to collect 4 elements, and each one of those elements like does something different. So one of them is like gives you like a crown, like the old crowns from Warzone 1.
Yeah.
Plutonium's the other one that like takes a little bit of your health as you hold it. One of them scrambles. It acts as like a counter UAV. I don't know what the 4th one does.
I don't think it's anything.
Yeah, one of them's just regular then. And then you have to take all 4 of those elements as a 4-man squad. And they were doing it as a 2-man. You take it as a 4-man squad to, like, this little thing drops where you put all the elements in. And then once you put all the elements in, mind you, while you have no UAV, one of your teammates is dying, and you have a constant radar on you telling the entire lobby where you're at all times. You have to put all the elements into the computer, and then you have to arm the nuke, and then you have to defend the nuke, and then you have to make sure nobody defuses the nuke while it's coming down. It's like some real hardcore grinder shit.
Yeah, and that's cool though. That's a good aspect for those type of people.
I don't know if they actually did it, but I was watching Bobby's stream as they were.
You said 2-man squad?
Game. Yeah, they did a 2-man. And as long as you win, like let's say you're on that 6th game, and you don't like because it's all timed. If you don't complete it, as long as you win the game, you can go for it again. So when I watched them, they were going for the nuke. The time ran out, but they still won the game. So they'd won 6 games in a row without shooting a single bullet. And they were actually getting kills. They were running like throwing knives, stuns, and bulletproof shields. And bro, they were going ham on people. It was crazy.
I will say I don't really run into very sweaty lobbies.
No, you don't.
I mean, everybody is pretty balanced because of how quickly all the guns kill. So it's not like you can really know the difference between.
There's no movement. It all comes down to gun skill at the end of the day, and just play style. Like we knew a lot of the guys knew this going forward. We knew it wasn't going to be a kill kind of game. It was going to be I don't know, like a playmaker game, I guess you could say, like go for the wins, like strategic wise.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be a go berserk, Diaz, Biffle every single game. It was going to be strategy and working as a team.
It's kind of like Apex in that respect. You know what I mean? You don't really see too many.
It's very unlikely to solo split. You can if you get lucky because the TTK again is so fast, and if you're shooting people in the back, you're okay. But the TTK is so fast, and you can't run when you're plating. They kind of sped it up with the last update, actually. That's a lie. You kind of do like a little shuffle, a little quick jog, but you still can't sprint away as we plate, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But no, it's been fun. I love it.
How have you guys been liking the proximity chat?
Yes
and no.
It all depends. I think I always have a blast. I have a blast.
I love it.
I just recently switched to push to talk.
Oh. I mean, usually when I play with guys, we're playing in Discord, so nobody can hear us. But that's how you know you're getting close to somebody. Is you start to see that little red name pop up, and you're like, "Oh, I hear somebody."
Yeah. No, I had it on for like until a couple days ago, because I was just all my teammates had it off like day 2.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, I don't give a shit. Like, I want to talk to everybody. But then they were getting pissed off because they'd be like, Chof, shut the fuck up. They're gonna hear you, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like,
It's
I mean,
fun. I've had
it's
some fun
fun.
moments so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny. But yeah, I just turned it off. But it was good while it lasted.
Mm-hmm.
Endgame
Has
is
Timmy
annoying.
made any videos with it? Has he done?
Timmy Toucans?
Yeah, is that the guy that makes all the funny shit in Rebirth? Yeah.
I'm
He's the one who
sure.
runs everybody over.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that would
No,
be great.
I love the ones. There's this one guy on TikTok I've been seeing. He like sells shit at the gas stations.
Oh, I've
He
seen
like
that
go
one.
collect a bunch of valuable. Yeah, he's funny. I'm liking him right now.
I
Yeah,
just
no,
sent
it's
that to me. I
just
have to check it out.
it's so I can't remember who it was, but somebody put out a tweet saying one of the pros and was like, I'm so upset to see all these content creators like falling off and doing other things when content is at an all-time high right now in Warzone. And some people just don't see it. Some people think that content is dead because they can't get their high kill games, when literally there's so much content to be done on Warzone 2 right now.
That's what we've
Like,
been saying whole time.
There's so much. You got proximity chat, you've got new things in the game, you've got literally all kinds of new meta weapons that could be talked about. Like, content is endless.
It's because
the
you have
game
to
is
kind of
still
get
so
creative
fresh.
now, and you can't just go get team wipes.
The game is still so fresh, man. So people are trying to figure out, although everything is pretty balanced gun-wise, what's the best gun to use? How do I tune my gun properly? What attachments are going to give me the best opportunities? And adding tuning has created such an added level of like strategy to it. Is how do I want my gun to play? I can tune the gun specifically to how I play. So it's there's so much stuff. Like, dude, I saw TikTok the other day. These guys had a boxing event in Warzone where they found this group of randoms, and they're like, yo,
is that the green guys?
I think so. They're like, yo, if you guys can knock all of us out, we'll let you live, or something like that. And it was
100% be the green guys.
Just in the middle of a game, they just had this boxing fight, and it was so funny.
Yeah, content is great right now. A lot of cool ones that I'm seeing. Is people are mixing the old Modern Warfare 2 clips with the new Modern Warfare 2 clips on the similar maps. Like people doing high-rise trick shots and quarry trick shots and merging the clips. Those videos are fire.
Yeah.
Like, it's, I mean, that's hard for people to do because who was clipping shit back in Modern Warfare 2 and who would still have that? But for the people that do, like...
You gotta keep it. That's why you gotta have an external hard drive.
Content is endless right now, and I'm so excited especially for Fluid with the recruitment challenge. We got so much that we can do.
Yeah,
I'm hoping we get a big diversity of creators in this challenge that we can work on all roles. Like, we can get some Warzone people doing their Warzone content, do some, variety streamers doing their thing, and then just do some collaborations of everything else. Because there's so many new games coming out for the variety streamers. All the Pokemons just came out. Warzone's doing crazy. Like, everything's like happening right now for content. Like, there's so much new shit, and for some reason, everyone is negative. All the content creators are negative.
Whoa, Joe-O's positive, bro. Don't put Joe-O in that category.
I watched his YouTube video last night of him being a car salesman. Yes,
I have to check that out. God dang it.
It was funny. Well, yeah, it's just like...
So with the how is everything going with the Fluid Recruitment Challenge? # Fluid Recruitment Challenge. Make sure you guys are submitting your clips on Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. It's too late now, but
too late.
Still do it, because you never know. We might.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're gonna release much more information until Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Or Wednesday.
Yeah, Tuesday we'll drop the next step for all of them. We put them all in a group chat together.
So out of all the people that we've picked so far, who kind of, is there anybody that kind of stands out to you? You guys are two of the head honchos, so I don't know if you want to release that information.
I'm not going to say who they are, but there's 3 people in there that I think that have an advantage over the others, because I like checking out everybody's socials. I see what people need to work on and kind of how to network and like create content, and then I see like people that have that foundation already and they just need like a boost. And I think that's really what's going to separate the people is how bad do you want it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm not saying. I mean, we're a small org, right? So people, and I do appreciate that the people that are in the challenge, they don't think they're going to get paid like this $20,000 a month contract, right? To go sit in a house and so they can go sit in the house and not create content, right? So who's that? What's that guy's name? Frosty.
I'm not sure, but
yeah, the 100 Thieves kid.
Oh yeah. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, Frosty.
But
no, there's some good potential. Like and honestly, last night I think it was. When did we open the group chat? When did we start
yesterday, last night.
It was last night. Last night. So instantly, like within minutes, I got DMs. And like,
you did?
Yeah. I got, hey,
nice.
do you have a minute to talk? And like, I don't really know, like outside of the guys and girls that join outside of Fluid, I don't really know them. A lot of them were new. I didn't follow them. They didn't follow me. It just came to be. So a couple of them introduced them. They're like, hey, do you have a minute? And one of them I knew. He was the one who reached out on behalf of the rest. And I was like, yeah, what's up? He's like, just join my court. I joined, and there's 6 of them in there. And I was like, oh, hey. Like,
6 of the creators in there?
Yeah, I recognized them. I was like, oh, you guys doing the challenge, eh? They're like, yeah. I was like, you guys all know each other? Like, yeah, we're all trying out. I was like, oh, that's sick. And low key, these guys already have a content house. Yeah.
Wow.
Like shit that you just don't know.
Yep.
It's like I'm excited. I was gonna talk to Johnny about this, but like I hope in these people's interviews and submissions, they really dive deep into more of their personal shit than just like their gaming.
I will say that like before, I don't mean to cut you off, but like that's what we want to see in these videos. We want to see who you are with that mixture of gameplay and gameplay that you play. Like we want to see what that is. Like, and that's what I said, like be creative about it. It doesn't have to be like the phase 1 type video, but don't just submit a montage. It's not what we want.
Exactly.
And
we want to know. We want the gaming and you. Like I don't follow Repulse on YouTube because he puts out good gaming clips. I follow Repulse on YouTube because he's a fucking positive energy. And he brings so much more to the table than just a video game. And that's what I kind of liked about those kids reaching out, introducing themselves, and just like, I was kind of like, why don't you like let more people know about that? Like, I didn't see it anywhere on your Twitter or whatever that you're in your fucking content house with other.
You have to message me who it was.
The dream. Yeah, well, but it's like that's sick, and they have plans to add another person to the house if it works out with the guy's job and shit. Like, I mean, there's so much more than just your gaming. All these people do is advertise their game. You got IRL shit going on, post that shit too. That's what people want to follow you for. People follow you for you. Not always just because you're... I mean, there's only one person that people follow for gaming, and that's Diaz Biffle. And there will never be another Diaz Biffle.
And I always say, dude, people always overthink content. Like, they think, oh, I can't edit something into doing that. Just watch a video and learn how to edit and get some transitional things, and that's how you can make anything. Like I could be throwing a fishing rod, but I bet you I can edit the video to make it look exciting. Just throwing out a fishing rod into water, right? Like, and they're like, "Oh, well, I don't have this big ass camera that's $10,000." Guess what? You don't need one. I follow 4 professional photographers that show you how to do everything on your smartphones. If
you're a small creator, and I see a lot of people, if you watch the pros when they post like their setups and shit, I love the ones that talk about, please do not do this when you start. Like, don't try and be like me. You do not need to be. You need a gaming monitor. You need a fucking $10 keyboard and mouse, especially if you're a controller player. Like, yes, I bought a little light keyboard that looks nice with my gaming setup, but it wasn't expensive. I bought the cheapest one possible. You don't need a keyboard and mouse that's expensive if you're a controller player. I see these controller players with the fucking top of the line keyboard and mouse. Like, if that's not where your budget needs to go, well, that's fine.
I just bought it for the lights.
Yeah,
I got Steel Series. It's not
top
of the line
at all.
I paid
some people
so
do.
much money for my shit, dude.
But
I get 20 more FPS because they are RGBs.
I went to... You bring up an interesting point.
Where's my drink?
shelf because I'm one of those guys. I don't have that much money. I don't make a lot of money. But I wanted to splurge on this one thing because it was like the one big thing I had purchased myself in a really, 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 really long time. So I wanted to go all out for it. Because, unlike a console that comes out every couple of years, a PC could last you 10, 12 years, however long you take care of it for, and upgrade the parts and blah, blah, blah. So, 2020, I purchased the Razer Huntsman Elite keyboard.
Let me tell you, that thing is durable as shit.
It is.
He's dropped a glass of water on it every podcast episode.
Yes. This thing has been through hell. I paid. I'm not very taboo like money, about money like some people are. So I paid $250 for it. I barely if you asked me to play a full game of Warzone on keyboard and mouse, I'd be lost.
Yeah,
I paid $250 for this thing when it just came out. I don't know if it just came out, but it was fairly new. I went to Best Buy the other day. They had it there for $90. I was very upset about that. And then I have the Logitech G Pro Wireless, which at the time I purchased it was the best gaming mouse you could get. And I paid $150 for that.
And now it's $29.99.
It's like $70.
Yeah.
So, and this is my controller. Wired Xbox controller. It's not even actual Xbox branded. It's like a $30 Best Buy Xbox controller that the sound port doesn't even work to. So if I try to plug my headphones into the controller, it literally sounds like I'm on the 7th row of a Boeing 747 in my headset. So
that's first class, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's terrible. So that hit a little close to home for me, Show.
No, I mean, everyone just... I see so many people want to just, they think that if they want to be like a pro, they have to have everything like a pro.
Yeah.
That's why I love the pros to say, this is not what to do. This is where I am now, but this is where I was before. Yeah. I played on that same goddamn folding table that you're on right now. Please do not go spend money on a $300 gaming L-shaped desk with 3 monitors.
Most of the time, they get that shit for free, bro. It's sponsored.
Exactly. They don't
pay for that stuff, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Even, bro, the $5,000 gaming PC setups that they're playing on, dual PC, 4090, 17,000 terabytes of storage, running on 480 frames on every game you could imagine. They didn't pay a dime for it.
Paradox is giving them a good deal on that for sure.
Shout out Paradox. Yep. He built my shit. Paradox is my dog.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's fine. But at the end of the day, they earned that shit.
Yeah.
They didn't just go out one day and be like, hey, I'm just going to spend $5,000 on this gaming setup. But then there's certain things that you need to do. Like for me, for you bought yourself, you feel like you earned a keyboard and a mouse. You went and did it. But you didn't go crazy and buy a fucking $1,000 desk and other shit with it. No, you prioritized what you wanted, then you went and did that. You did it gradually. For me, I was kind of losing passion, and so I bought a new desk and I changed up my setup gradually, and it gave me the passion again to be in my room. It was vibey. It gave me the passion to be back here doing content, and with school coming up, I thought it would be nice to have something more aesthetically pleasing and just get me in the zone for when I need to do school or games. But it's gradual. All these people try to spend so much money on something right away, and it's not worth it. Right now, I see everyone's talking about what's best for controllers, Scuff, Battle Beaver. Right now with Warzone's at, nothing. You don't need to slide cancel anymore. You don't need to B-hop anymore. You don't need paddles. Just go buy a regular default controller. Modern Warfare was great for Scuffs because it was movement based. The whole game was movement based. Nowadays, it's just gun skill. Change your settings to stick and move. Go buy a regular default controller. That's what I'm doing with my Scuff breaks. I'm not going back to spending a shit ton of money on Scuff. Yeah. When this movement isn't involved in the game anymore, I never press them. The odd time when I dick around and dolphin dive just for fun, not because I was actually doing it for
Yeah, exactly.
Gameplay wise, like my paddles are useless on the back of my controller now. Just go save some money.
Yeah.
Just because Biffle and all of them have a scuff controller because they're sponsored for it doesn't mean you need to use one. Especially nowadays.
They don't.
If they add slide canceling back to the game, I will get a scuff again. But moving forward, I'm saving some money. You don't need them anymore. You don't need paddles. And you can buy paddles on Amazon. So I was telling my buddy, I don't have enough for a scuff. Well, you can buy paddles on Amazon for $24.99 and clip them onto your controller. There you go. Shit like that. But yeah, it's all priorities. Or go get a second job. Use that income for your gaming shit.
Yeah.
If you really want to do it.
Or an 8th job like Shove.
Yeah.
Or you could just be like Mason.
Work 13 hours a day,
13-hour
baby.
days, baby.
13.
You know how it goes.
Oh
my
Whatever you
God.
gotta do. But I think that's a good thing too. It's about it's for stuff like that. How much are you willing to sacrifice now? How bad do you want it? You know what I mean? Like I kind of had that mindset, right? When I was streaming, when I started streaming, is like I want to have all the best stuff already, because I have to. In my mind, right? I'll give you how it was in my mind. I saw Nick Merckx and Tim Tatman and all that. I'm like, I need to compete with those guys. So my stream has to be the best quality. I have to have the best setups, the best background, the best monitor, camera, because I need to. I'm trying to compete with these guys. I'm trying to take viewership away from those guys. And there's no way a viewer's gonna want to sit through my stream if I don't have the best sounding quality. You know, my game's not running on however many frames. People aren't gonna want to sit through my shit and watch me instead of those guys. I mean, I have to have something that at least evens the odds a little bit, but it's not even about that. It's most, like, even you said about Repulse, right? You don't follow him for just his gameplay. You follow him because of the type of person he is. So it's like, who are you? Yeah, you could be like a Diaz Biffle or an Aiden and just be insane at the game and blessed with the thumbs of the gods. But if you have no personality, there's really no point. Be a person.
Yeah.
Be a person, and then you're a gamer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take
At the end of the day,
yourself.
it's you versus you.
Yeah, of course.
It's you versus you at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're not competing against Nick Merckx. You're not competing against anybody else. It's just you versus you. And that's it. You be better than you were yesterday. That's a win. You're never going to be better than Nick Merckx was yesterday.
And even if it's 1%, it's still a W.
Exactly.
You don't have to get better 90% every day. Even if it's 1% better.
It's funny you say that, because that's what we preach to our guys that we work with on the team. Every single practice, every single ice time, we ask that you get 1% better.
Yep.
Not 2,
Kobe
not
Bryant.
3. Fucking 1% better. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yep.
If you do that every single day, you work every single day to be 1% better, that's 365% a year. It's better than 100% better. Every day is a lot of time to work on yourself.
You'll never have another 12/5/2022 again. This is the only one you get. Tomorrow it's 12/6. It's the only one you're going to get.
And guess what? If you had a shitty day today,
there's tomorrow.
Tomorrow's brand new.
It is. The sun's always going to come up the next day.
Well,
and that's
always. But
I mean, if you're in Canada, yeah, it's once every it's 12 months or so, you know.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm just saying it is. It's what you gotta make the most of every day, right? That's why 1% better is great. Positivity, peace, love, and positivity. Young Sinatra.
Yeah, and it kind of keeps coming back to the same thing, but
I think gaming and mental health, dude, go like side by side.
Yeah,
it's so important.
And you know, I'll kind of lead it. I keep doing it, but I'll lead it back into my own personal life. You know, I'm going through a lot of, you know, struggles internally, and just a lot of things that's going on in the personal life that are less than ideal. You know, And it's sometimes, dude, it's really tough. It's really tough because you gotta wake up, dude. And I've kind of come to terms with the fact that I am kind of struggling with depression at this point. And maybe I always have been, but I just didn't really know how to label it, or I was too prideful to admit that this is what I've been going through. And you it's like, as men too, we're kind of taught that you got to be strong, you can't show emotion, you can't be weak, you can't be vulnerable. And so instead of talking about these things that kind of eat away at us, we don't until it's too late, or we blow up, or in those really sad cases, you see guys take their lives. And mental health is something that affects everybody, but I can only speak to how it affects me as a man. And it's
totally agree.
It just gets really tough, man. And you get to a point where you're like, fuck, dude, I can't. I don't have a magic remote control that I can press mute, or I can press fast forward and get through this problem on the other end, and then just I don't have to experience it. You got to wake up every single day and deal with the life you're in right now. It's like, dude, how can I do this? I can't keep doing this. I can't. And it's been really tough, and it's one of those things where it's probably only going to get worse before it gets better. But it's about persevering, right? And you can't let today's version of you give up on the promise of what tomorrow has. You know what I mean? Because today's version, I'm living for that Eli 2 months, 6 months, a year from now, who is going to be on the other side of all this bullshit that's going on, and is going to be able to enjoy it. Although it's the same me, it's like I got to live for that guy, and then I got to live for the beautiful girl that's going to come home in a couple hours. I got to live for her so that we can enjoy it together. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And, it
was just that's like a prime example of that. Maybe it didn't go through, but I shared this pathway picture in the fluid chat the other day, right? Where it said, this is where you started when you were born, and this is where you are now. And then in between those two dots, there was a bunch of like pathways that were dark, because those are the opportunities you didn't take. And this is where you are now, but here's the same fucking pathways for the future. I mean, not the same ones, but you still have all these pathways. Like, life's not over just because you didn't do that opportunity, or didn't succeed here, or this didn't go the way you wanted it to go. There's still the future, but as you said, dude, it's super tough. It's super tough, and
mine puts a block.
Yeah,
dude, I'm gonna be honest. When I moved to Dallas, if I didn't start Fluid Gaming, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, I don't know if I'd be here right now. Because I moved somewhere where I knew nobody, right? And I'm not a big go out bar type of person, so I'm not like gonna meet people going to a bar or whatever. Then COVID hit pretty much as soon as I moved here. Dude, if I didn't have the Fluid family and the gamers that I was playing with pretty much every day through the weekend, whatever, and yeah, I live in Texas, but 4 months of that, not shit was open. Like, just because Texas didn't go by the law or the rules, whatever, restaurants closed down, people closed down. There was no social activities. Then I met this group that riding bikes, and that's how I got back into that. But like, dude, without gaming, I wouldn't it got me through that tough fucking time. Like, all you guys did, and it's crazy to think about. But yeah, I mean, it's nuts. So I don't know. That's my take on it. But yeah, I mean, dude, that's the same thing with me. Like, depression, like you said, maybe it's just because we haven't labeled it that way, that we didn't know what it was, but that's what it is. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary, bro. It really is. But it's like the first step, and this is like a funny thing, but with growing up, my parents were were addicts, so I was always around like AA, NA, and stuff like that. And one of the first steps is admitting you have a problem. Is the first step to solving it.
Yeah.
So, for me personally, it's like brushing off those emotions and those feelings is like you're just having a bad day, instead of taking a step back and being like, nah, there's a deeper issue here. This is rooted in something that's a little bit deeper than just a bad day. There's no reason that they're like, somebody cuts me off on the freeway and I'm fucking ready to, do whatever, or my sports team loses and I'm just, whatever. And it's shit that like shouldn't bring you to tears just like tears you apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you realize that it's not that, it's everything that's before that. And it's just so important for everybody to just talk about this stuff,
dude. And that's like,
feel open enough, feel like secure enough. And I nobody ever wants to bother, especially guys. We don't want to bother anybody else with this shit. You know what I mean? You don't want to bring this up to somebody and make their problem or make your problems theirs. But you have to. You have to. As scary as you might think that they'll never see you the same way again. It doesn't matter. You got to get that kind of shit off your chest, man, because it just eats you. It eats you alive, and it's so unhealthy.
It's the small things, dude. And like that's why I always try my best to be positive when I go to work, when I go to the grocery store. Like every time I'm checking out the grocery store, dude, I say their name. I'm like, thank you very much, and whoever it was. Like, it's the small things in life, and a lot of the times you can see the smile in their face when you use their name instead of just, another person just checking out or doing whatever. Like, it's the little things that can make someone's day.
Yeah.
Because if we were in crossing, I don't know what you're going through in your life. But if you said, what's up, how you doing, or whatever, we're standing in line to get coffee or whatever, it's like, you don't know what I was going through or what they were going through. Mm-hmm. So it's the little things in life that keep it going, and you just never know when you're going to make someone else's day. So I'm always about peace, love, and positivity, and that's how I try to live my life to the best I can do it.
Yeah.
Am I like that all the time? No. I'm human. So, yep.
It's just about coming out on top, man.
Sometimes it's not about coming out on top, it's just about coming out.
Coming out, exactly.
You don't have to be on top.
No, you can build your way to the top later. Just get the fuck out.
Yep.
So. Yeah. I think that's like an important thing that people don't realize. And then, like, even me just now, another moment of like, if I'm not winning, I'm losing. Sometimes it's okay to just draw even, man. Just make it out.
Dude, it was best example because he posted on Twitter, and I think his growth is like fantastic. Is Roman, from his tragic event to how he's promoting his mental health and all this stuff now. And what really, he made a tweet the other day that really hit me was he actually said his content, he loves doing content, he loves what he's making, and he can't wait for the future. That man has been in Fluid for probably 2 years or something, a very long time. I have never seen him tweet something like that. I was so fucking happy when he did.
Yeah.
And like, he made me like that made me feel good, right? That just made me feel good. I probably had no fucking part of doing that, but seeing him, just being friends with him and seeing him post that, it just made my whole entire day. It was fantastic to see.
It's crazy what positivity can do. Because, like, that man's going to be tough to beat in their crewman challenge. That man has been putting out fucking content like nobody else lately.
Yeah.
I mean, even the other recruitment challenges he's done, the videos he's put out, I mean, they're super creative. Yeah, and they all have, like, Easter eggs in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's got a good mind, man. He's got a great mind, and he's got a really kind heart, and man, he's hungry for it. He's hungry for it.
Yep.
And that's all you can ask for, man. Is just be hungry. Be willing to take the risk. Be willing to make those moves that other people won't make, and that's how people become successful. No matter what.
It's all about give and get, man. That's what life's about. You can't have it all. You can't have it all. And if you want to be a content creator, guess what? You can't go out and have your typical social life, right? You can't do that. To me, this is social. What we're doing is social. You might not be sitting in my room, or we might not be at the bar talking about this, or whatever, but this is still social. It's just get those mainstream connotations out of your brain, and dude, life is great.
Yeah.
It's all about thinking about the 1%. It's the 1% of people that make it. And if you're not doing what the other 1% you think will be doing, I mean, there's no question. You think, who were we talking about earlier? We were talking about MJ. We were talking about Kobe. We were talking about, all those guys. Do you think they were out fucking partying or going out for lunch?
The documentary with the USA basketball team, they said they were all getting back from the bar in Vegas, and Kobe was there in his gear going down to go work out at 4:30 in the morning. And guess what that started? You saw LeBron in there. You saw D Wade in there. Then guess who else joined? The rest of the fucking team.
But at the same time, back then was different because you're talking about, yes, the 1%, but I'm talking about the 1% of all professional sports. Like everyone in the NBA right now is 1%, you could say.
Well, yeah, but
people who play basketball. But nowadays, you know how hard it is to get to a professional sport? Probably 10 million times harder than it was back then.
Well, no, 100%.
You have to work even harder. I guarantee you, there's not the kid who's probably sitting right now, 15 years old. He's probably asleep right now because it's 1 a.m.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you want to be the champ, you have to put in the work. Just because you made it to the NBA doesn't mean you have to stop working. That's true. Can stop, and that's what Kobe did. And that's what I was saying. Like, it never ends.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But there is, if you want to be the best, and if you want to make it to that 1%, you can't take breaks. I mean, the people who take breaks, unfortunately, aren't the ones that. And
I say that all the time. I'm like, dude, there's gonna become those burnouts you have, or those those obstacles you're just gonna have to face them head on and plow through. There's no breaking, because guess what? All the momentum you've just built is gone when you come back.
Or if you feel, I think you mentioned this before. Somebody mentioned this. If you can feel a burnout coming out, push through a little fucking harder. Like, just do whatever you need to do to push harder. Build up some extra content so that you can take a week off. So you still have your posts coming out, but you take a fucking break from recording.
Yep.
Get yourself ahead. Relax, because you knew the burnout was coming. And then get back on the grind once you're feeling better. But don't just... sometimes shit happens. You need a break. For some people, yes. But if you can feel it coming, fucking prepare for it. Like, I guarantee you, if you want it bad enough and you're a content creator and you play the game for, let's say the average person plays 1 hour a night? For the average person, 2 hours a night?
Yep.
You should have been able to get, 2 other people, 2 other clips, 3 other clips. That's enough for 3 days work. You do that 2 nights. Push through 2 more nights, there's 6 clips. That's 6 days off you can take. If you just prioritize, get with a couple people and say, hey, I'm not feeling the greatest, boys. I need some content. Can you help me out? Let's make some fucking content tonight. I need a break. It's all about priorities. Yep. Being aware.
Structure and discipline.
Like Chill said,
it's never about motivation.
Yeah, realize what Chill said. He realized he's sick about. There's a bigger picture here. I'm not just tired. I'm not just, something more was going on. He needed a break. See that shit. Prepare for it.
Yep.
Take your break. But
stop relying on motivation.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta prepare. And if if it's something that you struggle with frequently, then you know that. Prepare for it.
Plan, make a plan around it. Like 100% agree.
When you're having a good day, fucking work like crazy that good day. Make the most out of it, so that when you have a bad day, you're prepared. You have shit that you need to do. Whether that's fucking gaming, whether that's just life, be prepared. Know what's going on, even if you don't know what's going on. Always have some type of plan. ABC.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, there is no books, so
you have to do it for yourself, right? You have to figure out what fits for you, and that's super important.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, boys.
But, yeah, I mean, when's this podcast coming out? Probably what, 2 weeks? A week?
Probably about
Hopefully
a week.
Yeah.
Probably about a week. You know.
I don't have anything
we'll
lined up.
We'll be phase 2 of recruitment
Should
challenge.
be deep in phase 2, yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, here towards the end of this episode of the Work in Progress podcast, we do have quite an announcement for you. It's a bittersweet one, but I will let the man himself tell you more. Go ahead, sir.
I don't know, it was bittersweet for me, but I will be stepping down as CEO of Fluid Gaming.
And that is my co-host, CEO Johnny, who will now be just called Johnny.
Well,
so big things on the horizon, so we'll see.
By the time you guys have heard this, everybody in Fluid pretty much knows.
No, nobody knows.
no.
At this point.
Will they know?
Nobody will know yet.
No.
Well, they'll know when this comes out.
Yeah, you have to. Now you have to do your announcement.
Didn't.
Oh yeah, now.
You didn't. I
now
forgot. That was
all right. The Coops cut all this out.
Okay, never mind. The Coops. None of this is going in. None of this is going in.
Why is this not going in?
I thought you just said cut that all out.
Why?
He's kidding, I think. Yeah, Johnny's just gonna have to release an announcement after this podcast goes live.
The Coops, don't cut anything out. Leave it all in. Damn it. I forgot you sent that.
I was
Johnny's
joking.
made his own mess. Let him clean it up.
I was one of the first people to know that.
It's not my own mess.
You sent that.
It'll be great.
Group chat. Man, I was one of 4 people probably, including Chofferrr and another gentleman.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You didn't know?
No, this is news.
Really?
I mean, it's a hot take, right?
I mean, I know what's next.
Damn, we fucked this all up.
This is.
People don't know what to think. People don't know.
No, yeah, this is throwing us all for a loop. The last 2 years of my life.
Did I know?
What'd you say?
I know.
Did I know?
I know what's next too. I mean, I know.
I don't think anybody knows what's next.
I know what's next.
Gaming, besides the fact that we are going up.
I know what's next.
Full tide, baby.
What's next, Jill?
I can't. That would be an internet breaker right there. We can't discuss
This guy.
Anyway,
I think this might be the Twitter intro for this podcast advertisement. Little tea has been spilt. Little tea has been spilt.
Yeah. Johnny is he's leaving us for good.
I'm not leaving.
I mean, some people need to know
Come
what's
on,
stepping
dude.
away.
Can you
from
give me a
CEO.
thumbnail? Jesus.
But,
last 2 years of my life has been spent with this man at the helm. I've seen him grow. Seen him change. I remember when I first started with this organization, the man at the head of the table is a little guy I like to call FG Psycho, aka 13-Hour Mason. The man who brought me into the organization, who birthed me.
It's true. That is true.
I met Johnny, and he would refuse to text me back in anything but one-word answers with a period at the end.
To that, I mean,
it's
really?
the same. I'm getting a couple more words.
I was gonna say I get the same thing.
This guy, dude, is like the most passive-aggressive text messages of all time.
I'm still new though.
We went like a week and a half without filming, right? And he's like, "So what? Podcast is done? We're done." And I'm like, dude, what the hell is up with you?
This man did the same thing. So we're gonna start back up with fitness in January, right? Johnny does a fucking fitness routine still not used in the goddamn Google Drive.
Oh, man, well, I need to make all the posts one time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I guess
that's,
spoiler alert.
Hate on
More
Johnny
coming
moment
back
now.
in January. More
Yeah.
Fluid Fitness coming back in January,
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah. So that
That was just released.
I'm really excited for the Fluid Fitness to come back, as I myself have started a new diet, looking to lose a bundle of weight here over the next couple months. So we'll see how that goes, documenting that process a little bit. So
Are you doing anything? Are you doing another podcast before the new year?
I'm hoping to. I have a huge podcast
Okay.
that I don't.
Because we gotta let the people know
Johnny's
what's gonna
not
be
even-
happening.
Johnny's not even
Aware?
He's not even.
I
I
think
mean,
I
I
know.
found out about this one through Shof, so.
Let's
I
just.
think
say,
I think I know.
What
I
do you
think I
mean you
know.
had to find? You're the one who posted on Twitter and said
Yeah.
coming up
Yeah,
on
because-
coming up on work in
Because I
progress.
gotta get shit going, man.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Sometimes you just gotta leave me out of it and just point me in the direction we're going, and I'll
What?
get it
Yeah.
done.
What is that? What is that saying? Act now, ask questions later, or some shit.
Yeah, but I am working on a podcast. I'll give you a little bit here towards the end for those of you that
Am I still
stay.
gonna be in it or no?
We'll see. That's yet to
God
be.
dang it.
I'll have to speak with the new CEO and see what they say.
This guy.
But I am in talks, trying to get something done with a partner streamer with a few million Twitch followers.
That's million with an M.
One of the biggest streamers on Twitch. Trying to get something done. I can't even believe that it's even relatively possible this early into this, but stay tuned for that.
Everybody loves you, Chill. Everybody loves you.
People do like
Yeah,
me
what's not to
somehow.
like?
So
That's a fuck. You're American.
if you guys have any like guesses as to who you think it might be, tag me on Twitter and I will do some type of giveaway for the person that gets it right. If they get it right. So literally nobody knows about this except for me and the person that I'm talking to, who's talking to the person
I
that
know.
I want to talk to.
I know.
He thinks he knows. We'll talk about
I
it
do
later.
know.
Anyway,
Someone was talking about it during our Warzone game the other night.
I'm gonna
Man, the man's leaking his own shit.
we're gonna have to talk about this off the end.
I
Anyway.
didn't say it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Work in Progress. I think this is a very productive episode, and I'm very happy to have these two guys with me. Johnny for what seems to be the last time. Anyway, I hope you guys continue to tune in. Tell your friends, tell your family. Listen to this on a road trip or, just be sure that if you do nothing else, reach out to somebody if you're struggling. It's the most important thing. You're not a coward. You're not less of a man or a woman or, you are just you. You are loved. You are important. And we need you to stick around. So, thank you guys and have a great night. Peace.